Hey, hello, comic art fans. See, I needed a catchphrase to start these shows off, and I finally figured out it should be the thing I start off every weekly newsletter, right? So there you go. That's mine now. So I'm happy to see that the bot has approved the T-shirt giveaway before the show even started. So that's a first, I think. I created it about a half hour ago, and it's actually working. So we're doing a T-shirt giveaway, like I try to do most weeks. And for those of you that are new to this whole thing, just type !enter into the chat, hit enter, and you will be entered for your opportunity to win a t-shirt this evening. So nice to have everybody here on Black Friday. If you got a lot of shopping done, that's great. If you didn't, you got plenty more days to get your work done. I know that some of the dealers out there did have Black Friday sales. I didn't partake in any of the purchase opportunities today. I pretty much laid low after yesterday's feast, and I just took it easy today and hung out with my daughter as much as I could. Maureen and my other daughter are still down in Florida, but they did locate someplace that we like, and I think they're going to be coming back next week. So they've been gone for a whole month. It's just been Gwen and I and my son Ashton whenever he's had the opportunity to be up here and hang out with us. So it'll be nice to have the whole team back here in Ohio for a while. But yes, please, everybody get in there and yeah, ! Enter, everybody. So yeah, nice. I had a feeling Friday wasn't going to be a busy night for us, just because it's after Thanksgiving and it's not our usual night. Head on into the weekend. I think a lot of people are still out there traveling and whatnot. But at any rate, it's good to be here, and I think I'm looking forward to next week, to be honest. We got a lot of different stuff. I'm finally getting back into the swing of things with doing interviews again. I think we've had about 4 weeks off? I think since I did the Kirk Dilbeck interview, I haven't had anybody on. So it's been a long time coming, but I'm well rested and ready to start doing my Tuesday interviews again. And and maybe we'll even start working in a second interview every once in a while, just to keep things a little bit more fun and exciting, and keep me focused on the channel in the evenings. But let's see. So a couple things before we get started. Outside of the CAF giveaway that I see everybody is wonder why that thing is saying no giveaway, open to enter. I don't know what that means, but everything else seems to be working. I think Jeffrey Dunn, now I see what it is. Hey Jeffrey, just so you know, when you're watching on Facebook, it doesn't work over there. My apologies, but it only works on YouTube. I might have to finesse the settings to make it work on both platforms, but if you can get over to YouTube, you can submit your entry over there, your enter over there. Yes, it's my fault, man. It's probably something that I didn't set up right, but I do see that now, and I'm making a note to check into why Facebook didn't work. It's probably something that I missed, but at any rate, actually, you know what? I think we'll just jump right into the weekly update and just kind of get everything flowing here as far as the last week. The big stuff, of course, from last week was the Heritage Signature Auction, which, as we covered on Wednesday with Albert, Nick, and Mike, wasn't the highest selling auction for them in a very long time. At the end of the day, I think they were just under $6 million, but still, per sale, they did really well. But it was one of their just wasn't a lot of artwork at the end of the day, and that contributed to the less than $6 million total. Hey, JD Dunn, now we got it. Now you're in the right place. Did Albert survive? I texted with Albert today because we're coordinating an upcoming sale that I can tell you won't be happening in December. It's definitely something that we're going to do in January, just because of the way the holiday worked out. Like, the only day we could set aside to actually do it with his schedule and mine was the week of Christmas, and we decided that was probably not the week to do it. So we're going to do a show in January. I don't have a date yet, but it will be a members only sale. It's going to be really, really super awesome, and I can't talk about it yet. So hopefully I'll get some more information from Albert before Christmas time, and we'll be able to start and a date, and we can start plugging whatever that event will be. So, but no, he was pretty down and out. I didn't chat with him yesterday, but just in texting with him tonight, I asked him how he was doing, and he said he was fine. So he survived. But yeah, he definitely did not seem like he wanted to be there for too long on Wednesday, and I didn't blame him. He was pretty out of it. But yeah, so looking over some of the data, I'm just going to jump into the regular, the update itself. The update for this week is going to be covering the time period of the 15th through the 21st of November. And by and large, I mean, it was actually a not so bad week, but more average than we might normally have. Dealers sold $255,605, but it was Albert kind of leading the charge because he had that really large art drop that he did that week, and he had 24 sales, just under $100,000 in sales. Mike was next with 30 sales, 35,000 in sales, and then Felix had 37 sales, just over 20,000, and then Anthony was in fourth with 71 sales, so he wins the sale count, but he only had just over 15,000 in sales that week. So rather average, but a lot better than the week before, where they only had 188,000 in trackable sales. So let me get their top 6 sales on the screen here for you. And like I mentioned, 255,605. Let me get that banner off there so it's not covering up anything. First sale, of course, Jim Lee, Scott Williams. This is the cover to Batman Catwoman issue 7. Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Albert sold it. Asking price on it was $40,000. And top 3 sales are by Albert. This one is by Richard Corbin. It's from Promethean Enterprises issue 3. This one sold for $18,500. And next up, a awesome Tim Sale Long Halloween page. This is from issue 3, page 22. Asking price on this one was $17,000. Just, yeah, fantastic on that one. Who wouldn't want to own that one? And next up, this is a complete issue sale by Felix by Stuart Immonen. This is the Magic Order 2, issue number 1. And that's the cover image from the book, but it was sold complete for that $15,000 price. And then this was a commission, believe it or not, that went for $10,000 sold by Felix for Trad Moore. It is incredible. And we know Trad's artwork is top-notch and hot, so that's worth every penny. And then finally, this piece was sold by IX Gallery, my friends over there in PA. The artist's name is Michael C. Hayes. This one sold for $6,500. Michael is an incredible painter, and he's one of the few artists whose work I absolutely love, and I don't own a piece from that's at that show. I mean, there's a lot of artists there that I like. I mean, you can see on the back wall several different paintings that I would have picked up from. I am leaning the wrong way. There you go. But I've never gotten anything from Michael, and he is an incredible talent. And if you Google his name, you'll come across his site. I think it's actually michaelchayes.com, but Michael C. Hayes, Hayes, definitely somebody to check out. And I don't think IX has a current sale going on for them. I'm not sure where that piece came from, but I know that they inventory a lot of artwork for some of the people who have stuff going on their site. So let's see. Next up, auction results. And Kavi, yeah, I imagine you must have liked that page a lot. I completely get it. And I know, Chuck, the 40K on the Jim Lee. I mean, that's kind of the asking price these days, right? Let's see. I'm trying to read through it. No purple. Yeah, exactly. All right. All right. Well, let's talk about the auction results. So we already know the auction results are skewed because of the $5.99 million in sales from Heritage. Total sales for that week were actually we'll call it 6.2 million. It was just under that. And that was compared to $462,000 from the week before. I didn't include everything in the final sales results that we're showing here. I only do the top 3 from eBay and the top 3 from the Heritage Weekly, and we've already covered the signature auction results on Wednesday. But there was also the Comic Link auction, the focused one, and I did not get any overall sales from Josh. I should have asked him for that. If you go back and look at our market report for last week, I know that Colin pulled together some of their sales results, and I can't promise that those were even the top sales results, but that was just some stuff that Colin had pulled together just to kind of flesh out the general market report. But I think I'll try to remind myself every time Josh has an auction closed that I at least include those sales in the overall sales total, so I can kind of keep things a little bit proper and inclusive for everybody, even if we don't have their market data on hand. Seems absurd. I don't know, Chuck. I mean, it's just where it is, man. It's just where it is. And Samuel says someone will one day move a Cosmic Odyssey page for $25,000. It's probably a ways away, but at least for the average Cosmic Odyssey page, right? I mean, if they're at 3.5 to 4 right now, we've got a long way to go before they're averaging 25K. All right, well, let's take a look at those top 6 results total from the auction houses. So first up is a Jim Lee, but inked by Sandra Hope piece. This is from Justice League number 12, sold on eBay for $2,999.99. And eBay had 822 sales that we counted in this week's totals. And of that, it was a total of $127,000 for those 822 results. Next up is a sketch of Snoopy by Charles Schultz. It's dated 1966. This one sold for $2,599.95. And finally, from eBay, I used to have a page from this arc at the end of Morrison's run on New X-Men. This is from, actually, I didn't write down the issue number it was from, but it's either 151 to 150 or 150 to 153, right? That one was 2229. So here's the first Heritage result. This is from Green Lantern 178 cover, drawn by Dave Gibbons. Looks like a 2000 AD cover to me. That one was $7,200. Next up is an unfinished and unpublished Jack Kirby cover. This one sold for $3,120. And finally, I mean, Anthony can't get this much money for his love story covers, but Heritage can. They got it for the sale $2,640. J. Scott Pike was the artist. Which girl am I? I don't know. but yes, Anthony can't do it on Dueling Dealers, but Heritage can pick them up there. So maybe Anthony needs to put those covers on Heritage. But yeah, totally agree with you on that one, Samuel. I always I love Gibbons' work and just seeing pieces like that. I mean, I'm not a DC guy. I can't even say I've ever seen that cover before because I never read anything by DC, but that one was a beauty, absolute beauty. Yep, I hear you, Jason. eBay is definitely on the downward trend in many, many, many ways, but they're still, they still get a relevant sale here or there. Thank you, Marcus. Yes, if a Billigan cover can go for $1,500, anything is possible. So, yep, very, very true. Prisoner in the I didn't even read that part. And maybe it was. You're right, Fred. It might have been. Anthony might have finally given up trying to sell those covers and interior full complete stories on Dueling Dealers, and he's moving them over there. But if he is, then that was a wise decision on his part. Yeah. See, everybody's thinking Anthony did that. Well, Bill Lash pages are hard to sell when they're over talked about during a Dueling Dealers episode. When the joke gets old, nobody wants to buy it. So there you have that. And I know that. I told Mike afterwards that was a joke that had run its course after the second time he said it. And what are you going to do? Let's see. Hey, Ron, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that very much, as it fuels the fire here at CAF HQ to make sure that we keep doing some good stuff on the show here. So Snydered, I know I've got to like work on some of those little clips that we pull up and show on top of the show when Anthony's up there. He doesn't like the Snydered. He thought that was a slight when I said that I'd gotten Snydered that one time and used it. So I haven't pushed it too hard on him because so there's a secret that the Bill Lash page actually sold. But yeah, no, Anthony was not very happy with me after that show. He's like, why would you say that? You're saying it like it's a bad thing. And I said, no, I'm saying it like it's a funny thing. So, but no, he didn't like that. So I've only used that once or twice since then, just because I know he wasn't happy with me when I did that. But let's see. Wildstorm says that their Jim Lee cover came from eBay, so I'm not going to write them off just yet. Well, it's true. I mean, again, there are some opportunities out there on eBay, but they're not. It's certainly not the focus of much. For people who are selling their artwork, it's usually more. You're lucky when you're finding something quite unique. Let's see. Nice of some of the reps to have Black Friday sales. Yes, Cadence and Essential were two. I think Anthony did something on eBay. I didn't really read any of his recent emails, but I do think there were a couple other ones out there as well. Let's see. All right. Well, hey, why don't I talk about my popular picks this week? And starting next week, I have to get regular on the guest picks. So I'm probably going to talk to Chris Snork and see if he can do one next week, because I actually had a couple people tell me that I'm not, I'm too focused on Marvel, or I'm too focused on different artists, and And it's back to my whole thinking that I really do need that extra person to come in and help me with these popular picks. So I'm not just focusing it in solely on spandex or the big two as I tend to do. And I do know that that's where my sweet spot is. But I do think getting that other person's opinion in here it needs to happen on a regular basis. Let's see if I can. Ardeth is mentioning that if I ever were to do some interviews with old time artists like Roy Orzek, Stranko, and Bob Layton, well, Stranko doesn't like to be on camera, so I know that would never happen. That might be something I could do with him in more of where I could maybe record it offline and then drop it off as a podcast. That might be possible. I was over Mike's house. When I was over there on Monday or Tuesday, picking up some of that art that I posted on my update. And it was funny. Stranko called and talked to Mike for like a half hour about some different stuff, not sales or anything like that, but they were just kind of shooting the breeze because, I remember what it was, primarily because Jim is going to have a exhibit in Ohio. Forget exactly what city it's going to be in and what museum, but he had actually had two museum exhibits planned for the spring of 2020. I had talked to him in the fall of 2019 at IX, and he was all excited about these, and we were gonna do some PR together on it. And then COVID happened, and I never talked to him about it. Well, apparently one of the exhibits is finally going to happen, and I'm trying to think of what he said when I was trying to eavesdrop while they were talking because Mike had it on speakerphone, but I don't recall exactly when the exhibit's going to start. But if it is, it may help it so that I could get at least an audio interview with Jim, and I'll try for that. But as far as Zach, Royer, Layton, I've tried to get Layton on the show before. He has turned me down the past few times I've asked him, but I don't mind striking out a third or fourth time with him. I don't know. Some people just don't want to be on camera. I don't know why. Joe Jusko has told me that he's happy to do one. I haven't gotten back to him to try to set up a show with him, but I'd love to talk with Joe. I mean, I've talked with him many times, but never really collector to collector, really. And he's got a fantastic collection, as everybody probably knows. And I mean, and his experience in the hobby would make it for a very, very fun conversation. That would be, I think everybody would love to see. And just making sure. I've heard that about Zach, JD. I just haven't, I don't know if should be reaching out to his rep or try to get directly in with him. We'll see. But it wouldn't be a bad one. And Royer, I've never talked to, but as I've mentioned in the recent shows and kind of many times, I'd like to do more chats with artists because I don't get to do too many chats with them except on Comic Art Live's conventions, right? I never get to have too many creators on the show, so I would like to do that. I would like to get creators more focused over here, but also focused on CAF too, utilizing the site and put some art up. So we'll see. Hopefully in this new year we can set some goals for both this channel and CAF and try to broaden our chat base. Sorry, I'm just reading through some of the things here. Butler, yes, thank you very much, Jason. It was Butler, and there you go. So March to May. I'm going to make a note of that to contact Stranko. Now that I know Mike has his phone number, that might make things a lot easier. Because I emailed with him a couple times when I presumed that his stuff had gotten canceled at the beginning of the pandemic, and he never got back with me. So just making a note. I will get his contact information from Mike. All right, Terry Austin as an inker. Yeah, I'd love to talk with Terry. I've never spoken with him or reached out to him before, but it maybe I can work something like that out. The Sam Maroney, I'm working on it. I have actually gotten a couple emails back from the it's been a long day, but I know for sure that we can, when the Marvel exhibit is in Columbus, that we can have a get together there. It's trying with the Billy Ireland Museum kind of tie-in is the one I'm still trying to navigate, and I hope to be able to work it out so it could be kind of a weekend. We do the exhibit on Saturday and then do some kind of a meetup at the Billy Ireland Museum on that Sunday. So if I think the Marvel exhibit goes all the way through summer there, if I'm not mistaken. So I was thinking rather than doing it, say early in the spring, we shoot for maybe a May or a June or I mean, we could potentially do April. We'll see. I just want to be sure that the weather's warm, especially if we have anybody who might want to come out. I mean, Anthony said he'd drive out. A few other people that are in the Philadelphia and New Jersey area have talked about coming out. So I don't want the chance for a snowstorm in Ohio going on when we're trying to do some kind of a weekend get together in Columbus. So we'll work on that. And I will follow up with that road trip to Youngstown. There you go. Yeah, that would be a good one. And for me, Youngstown is only about an hour away. And I agree, Christopher, a Columbus meetup would be fantastic. And so I'm I've only emailed with the person at the Billy Ireland Museum. I'm going to make a point of calling them early next week so we can kind of get these things finalized. So we can start making some plans. And Caesar, so there you go. Zek isn't interested. So maybe Zek is just off our radar. So, but we'll see. You never know. And okay, Chris is in Pittsburgh. So yeah, that's a very short drive for you as well. And I've seen that Marcus, that Mikhail is curious who's going to San Diego. I haven't really seen too many people say that they are. More people saying that they're not. Chuck, cool, Tennessee. All right, that's not too far of a drive for you. So all right, we're gonna work this out. Let me get on it early next week and see if I can't iron out a few things with weekends that are good for the Billy Ireland. All right, so let's talk about the popular artwork from the same period, November 15th through the 21st, and I only picked 24 this time. And I couldn't get myself up to 25. Don't ask me why. I went back and forth through the list that I had put together a couple times, and then I just kind of stuck with the pieces that I liked the most, and that's what's going to make up the popular picks for today. So here we go. First up, John Byrne. This is from Fantastic Four, issue 250, of course, unmistakable there. But this one is page 3, and this is in the collection of Tony S. And then Sam H. Sam is going to be my guest interview on Tuesday. So that should be a lot of fun. This is the cover to Daredevil 187, Frank Miller, Claus Janson, of course. Very, very memorable cover for those of us around during that time period. And then Duke Fleed scored this amazing Dale Keown Hulk 393 page 4 page from 1992 with Mark Farmer inks. Congratulations, Duke. Khalil picked up this piece by Aaron Conley. I really like it. It's a Karate Kid piece. Very nice story that Khalil had written about it in his CAF. So I would encourage you to read that as well and check out everything in Khalil's gallery. Next up, this is in the collection of S. Riz. Bruce Timm is the artist, of course. This is from Batman Mad Love. And I really love that page. And here you go. McSpidey fan picking up a piece from Spider-Man #1. Todd McFarlane pencils and inks on this one. And Jeff Wedding. Jeff Wedding's actually in the green room. This is by Scott Koblish. This is Star Wars Age of Rebellion, Luke Skywalker, page 12. Love that first half splash. Beauty. And this one is in the collection of Lee Banaka. This is from Aquaman, issue 38, title page splash, Nick Carty. And I love it. I'd love to have this in my collection. Congratulations, Lee. And then Ruben makes the list, as he has the last couple of weeks. This is Tom Grummett with Terry Austin inks. This is the cover to Green Lantern #94. It was a Superboy crossover cover. All right, now, unmistakable, right? Paul Pope. This is in the collection of Chris K. And 100% Chapter 11 title splash from October 2002. Congratulations, Chris. All right, next up, Max Dunbar art on this piece. This is from the Micronauts issue #8 cover, and it's in John C.'s CAF collection. And we've got an early Avengers 19 page in Nick Barucci's collection. The artist, of course, is Don Heck with Dick Ayers inks. Congratulations on this one, Nick. Lots of good Quicksilver action in that one. And then speaking of ML, this is a piece in Mikhail's collection. This is also by Aaron Conley, and this is Darkseid versus Thanos. And Mikhail wrote up a very nice description on this piece that you should check out as well. This is in Dino's collection, Declan Shalvey. Love Declan's work. This is from Return of Wolverine, issue 3, page 20. And, I'm a sucker for anything by Adam Hughes. This is in the collection of Pat L. Really beautiful Black Cat illustration. Congratulations, Pat. This is in Patrick Kohanek's collection. The scan wasn't very good, so it's a little blurry. I apologize for that. It was small. Frank Frazetta. This is a Johnny Comet Daily from October 18th, 1952. And next up is another Bruce Timm piece. This is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, of course, in AMR 1's collection. All right. Now, Mickey made the list, and whenever he does, it's usually a cover, and this one is a great one. This is the cover to Adventure 457 by Al Milgrom. Really classic cover. Congratulations, Mickey. And this is in Ted Latner's collection, Herb Trimpe, of course, and it's a Hulk DPS or center spread. I'm not quite sure what it's from. It's a Super Spider-Man. Okay, Super Spider-Man 226 from 1977. And then a Sean Gordon Murphy piece here. This is in Eric B's collection from Batman White Knight, issue 1, page 19. That bottom panel is the money shot. That was beautiful. And another Pat L piece. This is the cover to Wizard 78, Joe Madureira pencils and Alex Gardner inks. Congratulations on that one as well, Pat. Now, this is a great piece in Kirk Dilbeck's collection, who I just mentioned was our last interview. This is Keith Giffen and Chick Stone. This is from the issue 52 of Defenders from 1977. And the final two pieces, this is in the collection of Luca Baldi, who has one heck of a collection on CAF. This is by Frank Miller. It's from Hell and Back, number 6, page 27. And finally, Anthony C. is the proud owner of this Spider-Man that was painted by Clayton Crane. Congratulations to Anthony on that one. So there you go. Ted, Al Milgrom might be a good interview. I would agree. If I could get Al on, that would be a lot of fun. And yep, great Giffen, great Joe Mad, and a lot of good art. And hey, if I bet nobody noticed, but if you're a member of the channel, there is a Dino emoji or whatever they call them is in there now. So anybody that is a member of the channel can now use the Dino emoji. At least if you do it, then try it, because I haven't tried it yet. I added it in a couple hours before the show because I knew that if Jason D'Ambrosio didn't see that Dino thing in there one more time, I thought he was going to kill me. So there we go. Christopher Daly, Dino. There we go. All right. So yeah, so Dino's now made the list. He has got his own emote on the channel. So yes, I should probably flash that one more time to remind everybody that we want you to enter in tonight's giveaway. If I check out how many people have entered already, we're up to 32. So that is good. We'll keep that rolling at least for a couple more segments here. And so again, type exclamation point, enter, hit enter in the chat in YouTube only. If you're on Facebook, it won't work. I apologize. But I see Chris Lutz just got in there as well. So do that. And then probably in the next 10, 15 minutes, we will go ahead and draw a winner of a t-shirt. And then I'll email you and whoever wins and let you know what to do. So it is now time to bring out our guest this evening. And Jeff Wedding, nice to see you.
Hello.
Hey, first off, how are you feeling? Because I mean, really, we've emailed a bit, but I know that you came back. I was a little worried that you and your dad might have some problems. But how is everybody?
Doing good.
Yeah.
You were out here in Vegas in October, and we were trying to hook up at that point. And my dad and I, kind of broke out of the last year and a half pattern and rolled the dice to actually take a trip to Colorado and brought back a case of COVID each. So I was down for about 5 weeks.
Wow.
And luckily, I got the worst of it. He didn't get as bad a case as I did. So he's already doing much better and all, but I just got back to work last week. So mostly it was just the fatigue and stuff. So
yeah. No bad side effects? No
one ended up in the hospital or anything. So yeah. But
good.
But all my podcast stuff is at the office. So I'm sitting in my wife's office at the house, and she's got this crazy ring light that I suspect works great with her makeup, but isn't working well with my glasses. So I'm just using a regular laptop microphone and camera. So
well, it works fine. It looks good.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you where you were, because you've always had that other background.
Yeah, normally I'm sitting at the office because I've got a better internet connection there and stuff. So yeah.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
And the reason you're here is because I got a package in the mail, and I thought, maybe we should open it on air together, because it had something to do with when we weren't. Because just so everybody knows, when I went to Vegas for that vacation, Jeff and I were going to hook up for breakfast or lunch, and he unfortunately came down with COVID.
That was right when I started my quarantine.
See, did we know at that time that you had it? I wasn't even sure if you thought maybe you
I had not actually developed symptoms yet. So, because Dad became symptomatic before I did, but I went ahead, and since we knew he had it, I went ahead and quarantined, and I was 3 or 4 days behind him. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And you're full vaccinated too, right? And it still hits you.
Double vaccinated.
Yeah.
But that Delta variant. But again, knock on wood, vaccines kept us out of the hospital. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not going to complain.
No, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so a package arrived, and there we go, the other day, and
so there was some stuff that had come my way that I thought would be better suited on your end. And the other day I had a package going out to Kavi over there in Brooklyn, and I decided it was time to just pop that in the mail to you. So.
Well, as everybody knows, Jeff is the one who also put together the, I've still got them partially wrapped, although I've taken many of them out. All of these poker chips, which I love to death. So, Jeff, you are, hey, and I know, I can tell you, I don't know if you've gotten it yet. I've been having to crack the whip on Anthony because he's been a little bit behind on getting out some of those sets of trading cards, but you were on the short list to get a full deck of the trading cards. So
well, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yes. If it's not there by Wednesday, tell me.
He did send my last pile with the Scooby-Doo pages from Dealing Dealers. So.
Oh, did he? Did he?
Yeah.
What did he throw? Did he put a trading card in it?
And there was a trading card in with the free portfolio. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wow! This is like it was wrapped by Mikhail. Even look at this, everybody. It's got instructions.
Well, I've been picking up pointers.
See, and the pull tabs, everybody. I hope everybody's watching and learning, because I got who did I get art from? Mark Hay from Splash Page had sent me a package. I picked up a piece of art from him during Comic Art Live, and he sent it with the exact same pull tabs on it. He didn't do as good a job as you did here noting that I was supposed to pull on them, but it was nice to see a dealer also kind of following along with what everybody's coming up as the perfect way to package anything.
There may be a piece of Marquet Masonite in that package.
Well, it may very well be. I recycle all of Marquet's Masonite as well. So let's see what we got here. All right, it's got a heritage sticker on it. I can see that. Let's see, what do we have here? Mike Perkins.
So that goes with the heritage sticker.
Let's see, what do we got here? See, I got these new glasses and I have to keep them just far enough away. Mike.
So
Perkins.
Wednesday night, you guys were talking about auctions at Heritage that did not sell, but then sold right afterwards.
Yeah.
In this instance, that is one of it sold for $1 bids.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a bit.
Occasionally they run the Heritage auctions, and if nothing has a bid on it, I'll throw $1 on it. And I don't remember what else was in that auction, but everyone's attention was somewhere else. And those Thor cover prelims by Mike Perkins went for $1.
Well, that's a steal. I've never owned anything by Mike Perkins, and I've been really, really enjoying all the Swamp Thing stuff and everything that for the last while because Mikhail's been picking up some great stuff by him, and I'm like, I gotta get something by Perkins, and now I've got something by Perkins. That's great. And what's this on the back? What do we got here? This is let's see. Sorry, I'm fumbling my way through here. Ron Friends and the Dan Parsons inks.
Right. So Inkwell Awards does their inking challenge as a fundraiser every year. And this year, Ron Friends did the blue line pencils of that Thor piece. And I know Dan, because Dan was a Star Wars inker for forever at Dark Horse, when Dark Horse was doing the books. And Dan got a hold of me before that launched, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to have a piece, and you know, would you be kind and put a bid on it?" So
these were on eBay, right? I think.
Yeah, yeah, they ran all those auctions through eBay, and I can't remember how many pieces they had in total, but they had a whole slew of inkers do pieces. And so, yeah, I watched Dan's auction and came out on top of that because it's a good cause to support. And again, you know, Thor has not made an appearance in the Star Wars arc yet, at least not in canon. So I thought, again, it needs to go to Bill. So
well, thank you. I do appreciate it. Friends is one of my, well, he's one of my, I can't say he's my favorite Thor artist, but I mean, he's somebody who I'm actively trying to find a published page by, just the right one. I want to get a little action on it, and they're hard to come by. I mean, I know that Catskill, reps them for some sales, and so pages are there. I just haven't found the right page for the last year now that, since I've been looking and striking out. And then this is a ink and color. Well, I can see that marker piece by Fidel.
So that's by Eric Fidel.
Okay.
Yep. So Eric for quite a while was the premier West Coast Beatles Ringo Starr tribute band drummer for all the touring groups. And he's sort of lost a lot of live gigs during the pandemic and stuff, and had just started, for fun doing art. And I came across him online, and he had done a few Star Wars pieces, which had caught my attention. And so, was trying to support him over the last year a little bit, picking up a few commissions, and had him do a Thor to go with those other two pieces. So there was a bit of color in there. So,
wow, that's awesome. Well, yeah. Jeff, I'll say it's the best dollar you've ever spent, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I love it.
Well, of course, it was heritage. So with the juice, it was a little more than $1. But
that's true. I saw Marcus saying something about the VIG. Yes, yep. You cannot get away from whatever the minimums might be from them. But
exactly.
Wow, no, this is awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And Jeff and I we're trying to work out our schedule. We want to get onto the CAF stuff that we had talked about. So yep. we're gonna set aside an hour or two, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, so that we can do some recording, and then I've got a basis to start kind of putting that first couple CAF segments together. And I know I've got to talk with Harry too, because we've got one that we wanted to do on Blue Line stuff. So I've just got to get those things started. But now that CAF Live is behind us, and at least Thanksgiving's now behind us,
right?
I think we can squeeze it in, because I want to get started. We got to get a couple of those out there. They're such a great idea, and I know everybody's going to really enjoy them. And it'll be great for us to be able to kind of point people over to those segments to when the people have questions. So I'm looking forward to
and it's been actually good to have a little bit of delay, because I've been stockpiling some examples for us to use. So it gave me a little prep time. Yeah. Good. So yeah,
well, you had 5 weeks to ponder it.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, man, I've got to start sending more stuff your way, because you've been so good to me and so good to the show that I can't thank you enough. So
hey, it's what the community is about. It all comes around. So yeah.
Well,
and with all that you do as the central node to keep all of us connected, a little bit extra needs to come your way. So.
Well, thank you. And you're wearing a Comic Art Live T-shirt. So I just wanted to do that. I love it. And it's a colored one. I've actually not seen a colored version. Most people get just the white, or they get the baseball jersey on white. So I've never seen one on color before. So I think that's awesome.
Well, my Comic Art fan shirts are the red and the blue. So I figured I'd throw in the green for Comic Art Live.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to try to get a colored version now, because I've never tried it. But I want to get, like I mentioned to you, I'm going to do a color version of that, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll throw that up there and get a printout and a shirt of that one as well. So
yeah, I think that logo would look great colored. So yeah.
And Alfredo has said, Jeffrey, you're a scholar and a gentleman.
Well, thank you.
And I think you are both of those things in truth too. I mean, well, the gentleman we already knew, but a scholar as well. So, yeah. All right. Well, listen, if we'll be in touch because I
Yep.
know I didn't get a chance to read your reply back to me about the whether we might try to do it on Sunday or not. But I'm pretty much open. I can set aside an hour. I think weekends will be best for us to do that. At least for
Yeah,
me.
and we'll just start getting the stuff going, and then we'll figure out how to make it look fancy and sound important. So, yeah, it'll be good.
All right, Jeff. Listen, I thank you very much. These are going in the portfolio. I can't. Again, it's just I don't even know what to say anymore. But I thank.
Well, we all are in those positions where we have sort of that avenue where we collect,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always those loose pieces that come in that don't fit for one reason or another. Like you're submarining heritage auctions and pick up a $1 bid. Yeah, who would have expected? So
right, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. So
right.
when those things happen, then you set them aside and then you think about it and you go, okay, wait, I know where that home should be, and then you send it on its way. So.
Well, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and we'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
Jeff. All right. Take care.
Hey to everyone in the chat.
All right. So yeah, isn't that awesome? That's awesome. I love Thor. I should have had my Thor helmet on for this if I had known. But I really do. I remember when they were doing the Inkwell Award auctions for these, and I thought they were pretty good. I mean, Friends is awesome, and this is a really nice piece. So I'm very happy to have it. I should have been supporting that auction. I didn't bid on any of them, unfortunately. But lesson learned. I got one anyway. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. All right, so let's see. A couple other things to talk about. Well, I'll just go over the one. Just a reminder on that whole thing we've got going on with Dynamite. You guys have seen it before. The whole image with let me get that on there. There it goes. That Vampirella cover that's going on Indiegogo right now that we just found out on Wednesday night that many collectors got together and bought this cover for me. So I can't thank everyone enough. And if you didn't hear, this was part of the Indiegogo campaign, and we added it on at $1,500 to get the original art to it, so that we could turn around and make that a donation to the Hero Initiative at the full price. And it turned out that Mikhail got the idea that he was going to get several collectors together and a couple dealers and buy the artwork, and then at the same time raise extra money so that when we make the donation to Hero, it'll be that much bigger. And I think from what Mikhail had said and what Nick had said, they probably got about $3,000 lined up to make as a donation to Hero when the Indiegogo campaign's over. So I think that's awesome. I'm proud that they did that. I mean, it's going to be cool to have that cover on my back wall one day, but even better that we'll be able to make that donation to Hero as part of the Comic Art Live / Dynamite Entertainment campaign on that. So anybody who hasn't seen that before, I can put the link actually into the YouTube description. I can put the link over here, but it's hard. If you just type in like Indiegogo / Comic Art Live, you'll probably find it on Google that way. But it's for variant cover. There's a couple options in there. I'm actually going to get a couple sketch covers of myself and give those away to some family members, and also keep one for myself. And I'm going to end up getting a few of the printed covers myself, so I can use those as future giveaways. But check it out if you haven't already. It's still going on for. I think we're only in a week into it, but if you can support it, that's great, because any revenues that do come back to me as a result of it, I'm going to take that money and match it, and then I'm going to donate that money to Hero as well as part of all this. So there's no money being made by myself in all this either. It's really just to turn it around and to do a fundraiser for Hero as best we can. And of course, they got to cover their expenses over at Dynamite. So at the end of the day, whatever comes into us is going to get turned around and doubled and given back to Hero as well. So just something we got to be utilizing this platform for as much good as we can when we have those opportunities. And yep, thank you, Mike. I agree. And Mikhail, that was I was just expecting it to show up in somebody's CAF gallery, and then I'd have to. I'd have to send my email to say, if you ever are getting rid of this, it has to go to me. So Yeah, nope. Yeah, I don't know how Mikhail brought the list together. I think he kind of just focused in on the people who we already had that were in a chat group that he had, and probably was related to the collectors conversations and whatnot, I imagine. And I will get it framed, James. I definitely it's going to get framed. It will. I mean, I'll probably, I don't know. Because the Adam Hughes Iris print is a print, so I should probably take that down and put a piece of original art in its place. So I think that's the one that will go there. I think that's a perfect spot for it. And let's see, we're pleased having it set up. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. And the strong arm tactic. Yeah, Marcus, you got it. But at any rate, helping out, like I mentioned, if you pick up. I mean, I think the most inexpensive book on there is $20. Just pick up one of those. Part of that will end up going back to Hero at the end of the day, and you'll get a keepsake to remind you of the last 18 plus months of us hanging out here and talking about comic art and having fun and the shows and everything that we've been doing. So that's really why Nick thought it would be fun to do. And at the end of the day, I acquiesced. I was kind of thinking it should just be some cool Vampirella Dracula cover, but it is more fun, I guess, to have me on there. Or change your Twitter pic from you guys. Yeah, I could do that. I don't do a lot on Twitter, so that's why I always forget about that suit pic that I put out there. I don't even remember what I was doing that day, but I should probably stay a little bit more on top of my Twitter and at least keep the imagery more current than that. I think that was from like when my son graduated 8th grade or something. I was at a Dairy Queen. Anyway, yeah, not very comic art centric on that one. But again, the link is in the YouTube description if you'd like to go over and support that. It's still, like I say, it's over 3 weeks. It's probably like 25, 26 days left on that thing. So please pick up a copy, and I guarantee anything that I get will go over to Hero. So next up, there was that Drew Struzan gallery opening and exhibit that started last weekend, and I saw a lot of photos on Facebook for it. Mark Walters, who does a lot of the panel hosting for me during Comic Art Live, he got to go. He took a lot of photos of the art that was on the walls, and I think he had a picture with Struzan as well. I reached out to the gallery and said, hey, before the opening, because I knew it was coming, and I asked them if they would do a little videotaping and shoot a few photos, because everything I've seen online about the Galactic gallery, I think it's a really cool looking gallery, but I could never tell how big it was or anything. So I'm going to paste the link. The link is actually in the YouTube description down below as well. But here, I'll just throw this right into the YouTube chat if anybody wants any more information on it, or if you're not familiar with Galactic Gallery, because they are based in Texas, a place called Flower Mound, Texas. So I have no idea where in Texas that is, but the gallery's been open, I think, about a year and a half now. And from everything that we talked about, I guess it's doing incredibly well. I guess Drew's selling a lot of art, and a lot of art going overseas, in fact. So the gallery's doing fantastic, which is great to hear, right? I mean, I know it's not necessarily distinctly comic art, but it's Drew Struzan. There's not enough Drew Struzan art on Comic Art Fans. So I think it's great that a gallery that's kind of devoted to him is doing as well as it is. And with this exhibit, it was called Celebrating a Lifetime of Movie Posters with Drew Struzan. And I know that as part of the exhibit, Drew had actually put in some 30 or 40 extra pieces for sale. So none of it's listed on their website, unfortunately, at least that I could find. I didn't dig around far enough to see if they listed everything that was a part of the exhibit. But I've got a couple-minute video clip to show you. There's some still photos and just some panning around the gallery. But the cool thing is the gallery is actually really big. I thought it looked, for all the photos on their website and on their Facebook, it looked like it was just kind of one large room, maybe with one segment, but it looks like the way they've got it set up, it's got 4 rather large rooms and some pretty cool props and stuff. So if you're ever in the area, wherever Flower Mound is, you should definitely check it out. But this is the video that I put together for that exhibit. And there you have it. I believe that was Ben Stevens. I've actually never met Ben, but Ben is the owner of the gallery, and it was a passion project for him. I mean, I think he's repped some of Drew's sales for quite a while, but he'd always wanted to start a gallery. We had emailed about it a bit, and actually, I think Galactic Gallery has probably been in. Now that I think about it, because he used to advertise on CAF, he hasn't for about the last year or so. And if I look on his website, it's dated 2017 to 2021. So I guess it opened 4 years ago. So he's doing pretty well if he's still in business. And he said that since COVID, he's been doing even better. So again, it's a testament to where we're at as as fans of the mediums and pop culture. And I think it's great. We need more of these types of places to exhibit this kind of work. So congratulations to both Drew and Ben for the success behind that gallery, because again, I would like to have one here in Cleveland. We deserve something here as cool as that. So nope, my pleasure, Ardath. And I noticed, Alfredo, you did ask about the Dueling Dealers t-shirts. That I do need to do that. And the only reason, because I didn't actually do this design, which is why I have never had it, and I continue to forget to ask Sharon for it, because Sharon actually did this layout with the the explosion and whatnot. So I need to get that from her, because I had always intended to do my own couple different lines of or concept shirts for Dueling Dealers, and I just haven't had the time. So I think this is fine, and I will make a note right now to make sure that Sharon gets an email so I can get her design for that. Yeah, I will do that. I promise. And yep, Mr. Rejek, the creature painting was really nice. Rick mentioned it as well. That was one of my favorite. Has my top 3 Thanksgiving fixins. I don't know. I mean, I pretty much sampled everything. Pumpkin pie is probably number 1 on my list of what I love most about Thanksgiving. It's the only time I get to have. We don't really make pies in my house here. So and Maureen is not much into desserts at all, so we don't get to have too much outside of ice cream. And so I'm really happy. My mom made an apple pie and a pumpkin pie, so I got to have a little bit of both this time around. And but what did I stuff myself on? Was the ham and the turkey. Believe it or not, I had 2 helpings of all of that, so it was good. And I've got leftovers to work through now too. So and that was good. It was a fun time. We weren't sure. Everybody's in flux in my family at the moment with people all over the place. Like I said, Maureen and my other one daughter is down in Florida, and Ashton, he's in Kent, which is about an hour from here. So we weren't quite sure how it was all going to work out. But fortunately, we all got together as a family, and it was lots of fun. And yes, I saw the adventures in babysitting as well. Have I tried guava cheesecake? I have not, Alfredo. No, I have not. But I'm open to anything. So I see a few other people putting their entries in, and I was going to say, let's give everybody one more minute. If you weren't aware, we are doing a t-shirt drawing. So if you put exclamation point and enter into the chat at YouTube, you'll be entered in for a chance to pick that up. So to get a free t-shirt from the show and from CAF. So just get those in there, and I will pick the winner in just another minute. So I did actually, mentioning Dueling Dealers, I did have a couple things to talk about there schedule wise. One thing being is I think I've learned my lesson. I don't think shows during a holiday week are a wise thing to do, right? I mean, and maybe there was a lot of reasons for why that Monday show was so slow, but I think putting it in on Thanksgiving week isn't a wise thing to do. So I'm kind of thinking that even the Christmas week, even a Monday, just isn't worth it. I mean, because what day is the 25th? It's a Saturday. So I don't know. I'll talk with the guys, but I might just feel like skipping that week and not do one on Monday the 20th or on the 22nd. But I had put together a slide for that. And, because initially I was thinking that we would do because we're coming up on our 50th episode. But, and so I had initially penciled it in as the 22nd. But because we did it was such a cricket fest to start Monday's show this week, I feel like and it's a holiday week. I don't think we should be thinking about, or I don't feel like thinking about taking money from everybody during the holiday. And I'd rather wait and do our 50th episode on the 29th. So if anybody has any problems with that in the chat, you can let me know. But I kind of think taking that week off would be is appropriate, and I probably should have taken this week off. So I see William Rivard tried to enter on Facebook. Hey, William, you got to go over to YouTube. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on Facebook, but it does work on YouTube. If you can do that over there, I'll give you another minute. But let's see. I think Pat mentions that I think there was a lot of CAF live and the recent right. I think there was a lot of things going against us, that definitely. And Marcus says it was a glut of things. So right. And Alberto says make the 50th episode be the first episode in 2022. I mean, we could take 2 weeks off at the end of the day. That wouldn't bother me. So I'll give it some thought. But the thing is, just so everybody knows, the 50th episode, as you remember, on the 25th episode, we did the fundraiser for Felix, the Felix Liu Foundation, and so I kind of felt like every 25th episode that we do, we would do another fundraiser. And I talked with Anthony, and Anthony's had I'm gonna probably make a mistake, but I think it was cystic fibrosis is something that his family's had a lot of difficulty with. And so I said, well, if you want to do the fundraiser based on that, I'm good with that. So when we do the 50th episode, it will be a fundraiser episode, just like we did for Felix on the 25th. And so yeah, I'll talk with the guys and see what they think as far as taking that week off and kind of moving the schedule a little bit. But as you can see here, the next Wednesday on the 1st, that will be the 47th episode, and then the 48th being the week after that, and then the 49th is really, in a weird way, I could almost count not count the 15th as the 49th episode, because that is a mixed, that's like a pro-am bout, and we never make the pro-am bouts count to the regular episode count. I guess I wasn't really thinking about that. So okay, we might be able to make it so the 50th episode happens as the first show in January. That might actually be kind of good. So all right, I'll think about it. So you see the schedule there anyway. You see the 15th is that Royal Rumble, whatever we will end up calling it, that Dino and Jordan versus Mike and Anthony. That's going to be, that's going to be a fun episode no matter what. But I also have those 2 red highlighted episodes. I did send an email out to Neil Adams and Rich Cirillo today, just to make sure we're still on pace to do our show next Saturday. I haven't heard back from them yet, but I hope to get confirmation tomorrow. I know I've watched a few of Neil's recent sales shows, and I noticed that Neil hasn't been on a few of them. So, but I've seen some recordings with him. So I don't know if he's a little under the weather or not, but I don't want to force him to do a show with me if he's not 100%. So that was kind of why I sent the email out today, just to see if they're up for it and if he's up for it, because I'd rather wait till he's going to be 100%. So hopefully I'll hear back from him tomorrow and get an answer on that. But so far, that he did commit to doing the 4th, and then on the 11th, Greg Hildebrandt committed to doing a show as well. And so I should probably send their camp an email tomorrow as well and try to get final confirmation. And Rich did post in here tonight. Oh, well, okay. I guess I missed that. Sorry. Well, then I'm glad that that's the confirmation I needed. Maybe he emailed me while I've been on the show. He didn't email me before I got in here. So anyway, so there's our upcoming schedule. I guess I'll have to double check with the guys. So I'd still kind of feel like I'd rather take that Christmas week off. I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed the Dueling Dealers show immensely, but being a cog in the whole commerce thing hasn't like completely. I mean, I enjoy being a host, but being a part of like selling and getting people to spend money is, that's not my mantra with CAF and everything. And so, as much as I love doing the show, there's always something about, I feel like I'm whatever. I'm pushing the FOMO, right? And so I'm not always 100% comfortable with it. And so I should at least look at things when it's a holiday and say, we can take the week off. And hopefully those guys will agree as well. So since they can't do the show without me, so we'll see. But hey, why don't that really, honestly, that's kind of the end of things. So why don't we go ahead and choose a winner for. All right, I like that, Mr. Regis. We can have Anthony and Sharon as Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and Mike's face on a dozen elves running around. Honestly, I was thinking of doing something a bit similar to that as part of the show around Christmas, with that, whatever it might be, whether it's the one before it or we do something after it. I can't tell you who the baby New Year will be, though. That I can't. That'll be the baby New Year with pasties, right, Marcus? So we'll see if that happens or not. And Alberto, don't feel bad. A lot of us attend the shows not always with the intention to buy, but just to look at the good stuff. I know. I hear you guys. So I'll feel everybody out, see what's on their mind, what they think about it, and we'll see. I like the consistency of it, and I do like getting to hang out doing that show with them and with all of you every Wednesday as well. So, all right. So Tim Finn got one in there. We got and Albert Moy can be a reindeer. I could do that without Albert. Look at that one. When William, because this is a Facebook comment from William Rivard saying Berkey can double as Yukon Cornelius on a good day. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. And nobody wants a Charlie in the box. Moy dear. All right, guys. You've given me way too many ideas, and I think in a way we have to do a Christmas special of some kind now. Even if it's, maybe we don't do the whole 15 rounds. Maybe we just pare it down to like a 8 to 10 round thing, so it's not occupying 2 hours of your time. But we try to wedge in as many new, fun, holiday themed memes as we can. I'm beginning to like it. And Marcus says Dino is Santa year round. Isn't that the truth? All right. Well, let's go ahead and pick a winner for tonight's T-shirt giveaway. And let's see, how many do we got in here right now? We've got 43 in the running. So I'm going to click the pick winner button, and it says winner selected, and it's Ardath. Ardath, you are, but this is going all the way. This T-shirt is going to travel far, I believe. So congratulations, Ardath. That's fantastic. The 12, dang it, you guys. This show these shows write themselves with your help, everybody's help. The 12 rounds of Christmas, but we won't do 2 pieces per round. I don't want to have another like a 2-hour episode out of it. That's all dragging out. But 12 rounds of, all right, we've got it. Yes, 43. That's true. Alberto, how is that possible that 43 people entered and we only have 34 likes tonight? Thank you. Where's Nick Verrucci when we need him? The little dealer boy. God. I have a drum that one of them could use. And I'll tell you, the funny thing is that that Anthony is going to C2E2 and he's driving. So he's driving right between where Mike and I live on the turnpike, I believe, right through Ohio. And he's offered to stop by, like get out of the car, let his team drive everything back to Jersey and spend a day. That actually might, I wasn't going to take him up on that because I mean, he'd have to stay at Berkey's. And can you imagine the two of them together in close proximity for a 24-hour period? I can't even imagine it. But because I don't have a guest room here that would be able that would house Anthony. But Mike's Romita Mansion, he's got like 6 bedrooms, so he's got plenty of space for Anthony. So I think we're going to have to work that out. Maybe I should be filming some outtakes from whatever's going on with Anthony and Mike in close proximity to one another for 24 hours. So much deal making. I don't know about that. Yes, the memes write themselves too. So I'll talk with Anthony about it. We were just chatting because somebody wanted to do. I had an amateur that wants to do a show, but they wanted to try to do it on the 13th, and of course, C2E2 is I think the 10th through the 12th. So the 13th would be the day that Anthony, if he was going to stop in Ohio and hang out and spend the night, would be that night. So that would either mean that if we were going to do a pro-am show with them, I would have to work it out so Anthony could do it from Mike's house, which I could probably do. I mean, I guess everything's kind of leaning towards maybe doing it. I was sort of thinking I wasn't going to be able to do it, but all right. We just had to figure out how to get Anthony on a plane on Tuesday so we can get back home. The Big Brother CAF edition. James, you got that right, man. We actually could do it. It's funny. Mike has in his office, he actually has a big security system on his house, as you might imagine, and right in his main office where all of the bins and everything's laying around, he has like this 16 camera widescreen, and it's of his security cameras, and it looks just like Big Brother. Yeah, so he knows when I pull up to the front door, or when he's got a delivery guy, or if someone's trying to break into the garage. So yeah, it would be a lot like that. No night vision. No, we don't want that. You're right. This stuff does write itself. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. The Odd Couple. I was actually going to have them do a rock paper scissors meme together, because that's the only proper way to actually get that done. So I mean, all right. So all this stuff is writing itself. Maybe Anthony's going to have to spend 2 days. We'll see. We'll work it out. Yep, I can imagine him having. I don't know if he doesn't have lasers, but he's pretty much got everything else. He's a really Lucille Ball with the camera. All right, great. See, all right, I'm sold. We're gonna work this thing out with Anthony then on the 13th. So all right, it's more like Berkey Manor. You'd have to see the place, and I can tell you one of the things with if we do get to do the Columbus weekend getaway to both the Marvel exhibit and the Billy Ireland Museum for that weekend. I know that Mike has offered that if we were to do that on Monday, like that he would offer anybody that wants to like actually check out the Ramita Mansion and maybe do a bin dive of your own. That he was open to doing something at his place on Monday for those that could stick around in that area. Or make that a way on your way back or something, because he lives in Kent. For me, it's about a 2-hour drive, so I'm guessing from Kent it might be about an hour 40, hour 30, because it's just based on where it is. It's not like there's a direct highway for him, but it would be open. Yeah, you got it, Marcus, an open house. So who pays for the pizza? I can tell you that Berkey is a great host, and he usually treats for the pizza whenever he has had an art gathering or any kind of gathering. He has the coolest pad for those sorts of things, and he usually takes care of all the food. And he is big on pizza, so he usually gets the 3x2 foot sheets of pizza, and usually 4 or 5 boxes. So I think he likes leftovers too. So yeah, but if you don't like diet drinks, you got to bring your own, because he pretty much only has diet soft drinks. So BYO whatever. And all right, Anthony's coal-fired pizza. All right, let's see. So I covered all the topics I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad we talked through the dueling dealer stuff too. I think that at least gives me a little bit to think about. And you're absolutely right, Goo. I've been trying to work out a meme where they're sliding down a pile of comic art, just like Uncle Scrooge. So that is on my list. I've just never gotten the opportunity where I can film them sitting on something like that on a slide. Yes. Well, bootlegging, then you'll be set. He's got plenty of water. His house is on a lake as well, so he swims in money too. Yeah, he kind of does, I guess. Yes, there's always a garden hose. All right. Anyway, so outside of that, I didn't get to we did John's birthday, so I had this damn balloon floating around forever. This was I was meant to show this while we were singing happy birthday to him, and I forgot. So this has got to find a new home, and I don't have anybody else that I know that's got a birthday coming up. But I had that laying around. I had actually bought on top of that a bunch of poppers, because we had that great meme of Anthony shooting a popper that didn't really work very well, and I was kind of hoping we'd have some meme worthy stuff going on there. So I've got those for New Year's. If we do sort of a New Year's show, we'll have that. Oh, one thing I can talk to you guys about is the best of 2021. Of course, will be coming up early in 2022. And if you're not familiar with that, it's something that Brian Peck and I have hosted through CAF for, at least 15 years. And it's something that I think everybody kind of looks forward to. It's a lot of fun. You pick the, Is it 5 or 6? I can't recall. I think it's maybe 1 per category. I don't remember the exact rules. I think it's 5. You pick your best pieces from the year and you submit them to the proper categories. I think there's 9 separate categories you can submit the art to. And then we have a time limit for you to put all that artwork into those categories. And then we vote on them as a community on the best pieces that were collected in 2021. So that is coming up. Brian has already sent me the email. He's always far more ready to get rolling on it than I ever am. He texted me at least a week and a half ago, and I haven't replied yet. But if Brian, if you're out there, I got it. I know it's something that's on my radar. We're gonna start working on that. We usually start the submission period around the 5th or the 7th of January, and I think we give everybody at least 2 weeks to submit their work, and then probably another 10 days to 2 weeks to vote on it, and then we would have the best of show right around the end of January, beginning of February. And last year's show was fun because we really did it like, I don't think I put a tie on, but I think I dressed up a little bit. It was a fun event. Brian was there, and we're thinking of expanding it this year. There was and Mikhail, I don't think is here tonight, but he and I, somebody probably remembers, it was a few months back where we talked about giving out awards, annual awards for gallery owners, just different things. And I think we were just bouncing ideas off of each other here in the chat, and just whatever person who got the most comments or person who made the most comments. We know it's probably going to be Marcus, right, or Khalil, or many of you who do make a lot of comments. Just kind of coming up with an award system to wrap around and make part of the best of that we host every year. So Mikhail shot me an email about it, and like he would like to help me kind of come up with what those things might be. Some of those things would be things that would be voted on versus being a statistical thing as well. So we're going to flesh out what we think would be fun for everybody, and I think that will become a part of this year's best of. Will be this extra award type of thing. And I can't tell you what the awards will be. There will be something, though. We will come up with something for that. And it's kind of overdue. We've been doing the best stuff for so long, and it's always just been this, it's just, there's nothing tangible about it other than we all get to pat each other on the back and kind of celebrate the hobby and our collections and whatnot. But we will definitely do, yes, more categories, best use of Anthony's stickers. I've got at least a couple dozen here. He sends them to me every time he sends me a piece of art. Will there be a dance number? Maybe. I mean, if I get a top hat or something, I could probably do something. I could work that out. Ardeth, well, I can send you the balloon with the t-shirt, I guess, right? So Ardeth, make sure you email me, bill@comicartfans.com, so I can get you the information on getting that t-shirt. So and Alberto admires how much Marcus seems to post on comments. He is a great man, because they aren't just comments, they are literary marvels, aren't they? So let's see what we got. So yes, it will be an award show, putting on the Ritz. I'm sure that we'll think about it a little bit and kind of come up with a name for it as well. And yeah, it'll all be live streamed. It'll be fun. We'll open the envelopes and everything. And I think it'll be a great, fun time for all of us. I mean, again, we need to celebrate this hobby a lot more. And I think that doing things like this are good. I think even if we draw in a few collectors that are new people who want to start collecting art, I think being able to show them that we're a fun and welcoming community, it's totally different than any other collectible that's out there. I think that's what makes it fun for me, and I'm sure fun for all of you, and separates us from most of the other things collectible wise that are in pop culture. So having our own award ceremony would be a lot of fun, and I think it also would be a way for us to like I've talked about, wanting to do a little bit more outreach and work with creators as well. So if we not only do a lot of several collector focused special awards as part of that, but also kind of work in a few creator awards too, I think that would make the whole thing a little bit more fun. I mean, I don't want to compete with any of the other awards that are out there that are more more well established than ours, but I think we should be able to wrap some fun things into it and make a good show of it, and then hopefully maybe have a few special guests, creators that would be a part of the show as well. Size shape, yeah, we could work on that. My kid did buy a 3D printer recently, and we've been tinkering around with it. So we may be able to make a size-shaped statue as part of that. Alberto. Like, well, if anybody was going to get an award for the best Captain America art collection, it very well might be you. So if that becomes a category, then you definitely stand a chance of winning that. The Cavies, that's close to one of the ideas that were out there, to be honest. And Ron, that was the idea that Mikhail threw out there, the Caffies. So there you go. Great minds think alike. You and Mikhail are definitely on the same wavelength. So yeah. All right. We will definitely. I'm sorry, just reading through the chat a bit. Those other questions just suck. This is where. Oh, they don't suck. The Eisners are a long established and very awesome award. And the creators love to be able to be nominated to get an Eisner is always pretty major thing. So I think, again, we're going to start our own thing, and we'll make it all about our hobby and the artists that we love, and we'll work this out and we'll evolve it. We'll just kind of, that's why I feel like making it something that works for us all is important. So this first step with Mikhail and Brian will be an interesting one, and then after that we'll kind of see where we want to take it. The Caffey is shaped like Bill holding art. I don't know about that. No, nobody's going to want that. But maybe we'll paint it gold. At any rate, so there you have it. So that's something to look forward to right after the new year. Will be that submission process. So if I were you, if you're familiar with it, you kind of know what you got to look for. That we put things as published covers, unpublished works that might include commissions. There's interior pages. I wish I had the list in front of me right now, but you should start thinking about your best acquisitions from the year. I know what piece James is thinking about. It's the one he most recently got. But there is I get the Cappy. That's right. But start thinking about it. It's always good to do some pre-planning on what your best pieces are, because there is a cutoff point. If you don't get those submissions in, then you have to wait till next year. And then those pieces that you got in that year don't qualify, because, and that's the other thing I should remind everybody about, it when you're picking the artwork that you're going to submit, you actually have to add it in the calendar year 2021. Just because we start taking submissions, say on the 5th of January, you can't add it on the 4th of January. You've got to get it in there before midnight on December 31st, Eastern Standard Time. Because when we show you the list of art that you can pick from your CAF gallery to put in the best of, we only show you the artwork that you added during that year to CAF. So it's, so it is CAF centric. It's got to be added to CAF in 2021 as an acquisition for you. So do not wait till you've recovered from your hangover on New Year's Day. You will not get to post that artwork into the best of 2021, regardless of when you bought it. So keep that in mind. The Cathys, and you guys, see James, he knows. We all know. I've got a piece coming in. There you go. So at any rate, if FedEx screws up the shipment, then you're just got to carry that over to the best of 2022. Unfortunately, I get it. I mean, okay. I know a lot of people like you buy a piece of art, you don't wait until you get it in hand. You like to show it off in your CAF gallery on Facebook, just the day after. And I'm honestly, at the end of the day, I'm okay with that. If you don't have it in hand, but you put it in your CAF gallery, bottom line is it has to be in your CAF gallery before midnight, December 31st, or or you're waiting till the following year. So that is how it works. And trust me, it's a much better system than we had ever used before, because in the past, you actually had to go back, and it was a convoluted process of having to re-upload these pieces to put them into the awards setup. And now it really just pulls things out of your gallery. I haven't done enough with that to make it infused in your gallery. So say James has a piece that won for best interior page in 2020. It could still be in his CAF gallery today, but I haven't taken the time to actually put that like a gold trophy on the art description for that piece to let everybody know that this one was the best of interior page in 2020. That's something that Maureen and I have to integrate. We really should integrate it. And if I'm going to expand the thing, we should really integrate it into this one. and then it'll carry back for as long as we've been doing it, that the whole process that way, which I think has been only the last two shows or best subs that we've done. So yeah, it is. Oh, it's way easier than in the past, and even the voting, right? I think the voting we made a little bit better this last time too. But I wanted, my goal was to make it so that we would be able to show award winners in their CAF gallery, and it'd be cool, like in the green box, the gallery owner box, it could show off like the times that you've gotten an award. Whether it's from the best of, or hey, in the future, if you're the most comments from a year, or the best CAF or CAP gallery from this year, that there could be, it could be like these little icons that become a part of the green box that makes up your CAF profile. And so it's something that Maureen and I have talked about a bit, but we've never acted on it, and this would probably be the right time to do that. So let's see, what did Ron say? You should have a snipe banner for award-winning art, so winning art could have special. Yeah, that's probably true too. But yeah, there's lots of things. I actually wanted, it was somebody who I had interviewed a while back had suggested that when you've been interviewed on the show with me, that we should be able to, in the green box, either at least put a link to their interview, or even put in like a little preview kind of graphic showing that you've been interviewed by me, so you can go out and view it. And that's kind of like why didn't I think of that? And so I haven't done it yet, but it's something that makes a whole lot of sense, right? I mean, because there's only so many ways that you can promote yourself in your CAF gallery. You can link out to your website, but if you've been interviewed on the show, then yeah, you should actually have some kind of special graphic at the very least that lets people know that that you can do that. That you go out and watch the interview with them. So many things like that are on our to-do list, and I think that, and those are, like I told you, I think are the most important ones that we've had of late, are just trying to focus on how to make CAF more fun, and tie all these things together that we've been doing for a while, but not doing the best at following up on and just making it part of the site as far as the integration of those ideas. The data is all there. It's just, because we store all the recording histories of the chats and the interviews that I do, but then I don't use that data for anything other than to show you a list. So got a little bit of work to do there. So again, just looking through there, I don't see any other cutest gallery owner. That'll be a tough one. I don't know how we would judge that, but maybe people could put themselves out for it, and we can let the community vote on that one. Yep. No, James, that's a whole other topic about doing categories by comic book period, copper, bronze, and modern and whatnot. That I've gotten many requests to add a published year to your art setup. So, I mean, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to, it's going to be 2022 before I'm able to do that. But it's something that people are asking for more and more, is being able to pick things like that and set up more granular data on their artwork. And if I were to do that, then we could actually have ways to filter out by comic book period. That would be pretty good. Sorry, just reading through. A lot of work, something that only happens once a year compared to everything else you're working on. Yeah. Well, right. Well, it's true, Alberto, but to me, it's important because it kind of helps carry over that small amount, that small window of work, being able to bestow these awards. It would carry it through till the following year, and it would remind people that this is coming up, because we've never had a decline in like the number of pieces of art submitted to the best of, but I think that there would be a little bit more excitement if people were discovering the site in the middle of the year and they saw a trophy on in your CAF gallery about your account that you would want a best of interior, or a best of cap cover, or you did the most comments in this, and then there'd be a way for a person to then see all the awards that were given out, and then that would give everybody it would let them know more about the hobby and how we as a community have approached the hobby. And so I think that those things need to even though they're not a significant part of the entire year, I think having those things there throughout the entire year will be very important, and will have lasting importance on the site, and for the efforts that we put into it long term. And who are you talking about? His hair game is superb. I already put up the Sharon Snyder soup. Okay. Oh, you did, Marcus. Oh, that's so good. I'm glad. What did Art ask? Say, how about publishing an instruction book with drawings on how to do CAF? Make it clear and simple. That's part of what Jeff Wedding and I have been talking about. I mean, Jeff's going to be focused on archival materials, and that's what the CAFU concept is going to be, is helping educate people not only on the hobby, but some CAF pointers. Because there was actually, the one thing I wanted to, I see this, I think of it only once a week when I do the CAF email, but those of you who read the CAF weekly email that I write, you do notice that we always have that little section on the artists or not the artists, the two gallery owners typically that I feature in there, right? Everybody sees that. Oh, I've won the cutest for 20 years in a row. No, maybe early on before I started aging, but back to the whole thing. I'm sure everybody has seen that. There's usually two collectors that I feature in the weekly email. And I bet you're probably wondering, how do I pick these people? Well, there's a thing in your CAF, and again, it's it's a premium member. It gets kind of highlighted. I'm trying to dig it up right now so I can show you. But it's that filling out that profile about yourself. Sorry, I got to actually get in there and find it, and I'll show you where it's at. But you have to answer a few questions about yourself, because like the first question is like, what's your grail, and also to tell us a little bit about you. And when you fill that out, then I can actually go in and select you to be included in the weekly email. And the funny thing is for the longest time, I only had about 54 people that had ever filled it out. And it's so buried, even I'm looking for it, and I can't figure out where the heck I hid it. Because at first I thought it was something in the, oh, there it is. Okay. All right. It's terrible that I can't find my own stuff, right? I'll just share this window for everybody as premium members so you can see it. And it is right over here. All right. So this is your premium preferences page, where you do all your keyword setups and stuff like that. I got to move some screens around so I can actually see it. But it is literally the first link in this premium member profile. Select a grail or favorite artwork from your personal collection. Answer a few questions about your collecting habits. And as you can see, it says use to randomly feature a premium member on the homepage of CAF, which I've actually never done, but to feature premium members in our weekly email. So if I click on that, the questions are all the same. There's 5 sets of questions, and it's all pretty straightforward. But you have to pick a piece of art to be your grail, and because that's a part of it. When you're in the weekly email, it shows your mugshot or your avatar, and then it also shows the piece of artwork that you've selected. So so until you do that, you're not even in my list when I'm building the email and the system that we've got in place. You're not even in my list to feature. So if you were wondering, hey, I'm a premium member, why have you never ever picked me to feature in the weekly email? Well, that is why. And you figure right now, I think there might be about 70 people. Well, no, it's probably more like 80. I bet you I got 80 people who actually have done what they need to do to be in the list to be selected. And today, I think we actually have 1,000 premium members after the November show. So, with probably about 100 of them, the 3-month ones that kind of come in to be a part of the show. But this is like the first time we've ever hit 1,000 premium members at one time. So not even 10% of you are filling out this little thing. That it's pretty simple. And when you change your grail, it's actually just picking a piece from your CAF gallery. It's a drop menu select for that. And as you know, so you can see the second question is the one that we show as part of being featured. Please tell us a little bit about yourself. And it's that second answer that is the text that appears on the weekly email with your avatar and your favorite artwork. So fill it out. At the very least, fill out the second question, but and pick your art. But if you do that, you'll be in my list. And the cool thing is, I'll show you how good this is, because Chris Haggard wrote this code for me. And see, now you're seeing the top secret admin. I'm going to get off that page so you can't see everything. But you can see in here, there's this whole section for picking. When I build an email, I have to build it with all the little sections that I want to have in it. And the first one is picking who I'm going to select. And so you can see here, it's like this is my list of people to select. And there's a lot more people in here in the last week, to be honest. But let's see. What we have here is I actually order it by the last time somebody was featured. So I'm featuring people who haven't been featured in a while. And we can see Samuel Rojas is that now on the list. Michael Reyes is now on the list. But they've never been featured. And Maureen Developer. Maureen never gets featured. So she hasn't been featured since 2017. And that was probably an accident. But you can see them: Dave Mandel, Ricky Bobby, Rob R., Frederick Lorge, lots of people. But that's how I pick people. The list kind of recycles itself, and I can pick as many people as I want. I mean, if I actually got to the point where there were 500 of you that were in my list, I would make it a point of putting 3 or 4 people in the weekly email to make sure that I was at least getting everybody in the weekly email once a year, because that was always kind of my personal goal, was to promote premium members in the weekly email at least once per year. But for the longest time, I was, the last person or last time featured would have been 8 months ago. And you can see here, I mean, next up is Dave Mandel. Last time I featured him was September 10th in 2020. So now it's finally got to that point where it's actually going past a year. Maybe I do need to start featuring 3 people with every email. But this is how I do it. All you got to do is, like I mentioned, was go to your, it's up here in the menu. Where is it? Edit premium preferences, premium member profile. Answer those questions, and I can feature you then in the weekly email. And like I put on there that I actually wanted to randomly feature one person on the homepage as like I randomly feature one piece of premium art. I should set myself to actually write that programming so that we can highlight randomly every time the page loads one premium member, just to further thank you for supporting all the work that we've done on CAF over the years. So let's see. Sorry, just reading through a couple of. Yes, I was chosen for the. Okay, yeah. Well, we try. That's the thing. I cycle it. I want to once a year. You got to be in there. That's the goal. So please fill it out, and then if I see more people in there, I'll start doing at least three collectors in the weekly email. So you help me, and I will help you. All right, so there. I'm glad I literally, it's every single week I think about that. But since we moved the mailing to Friday is when I started thinking about it, and the show's on Thursday, so I forget about it every Thursday when I come back to here, and then I'm reminded of it on Friday. So all right, cool. Now everybody knows, and that's how we do that. I was going to see if I don't think I've got any other top secret things worth showing you in there. I was just thinking that maybe I could show you something else of interest, but no, I don't have anything interesting right now. But I do want to get back on the track of covering a few things on CAF every week, like we've talked about. When there were always some interesting, like trying to show you how-tos or making sure you're aware of certain features that are out there. I definitely need to make that a regular piece here, but I think it goes back to what Ardath is saying, kind of a better how-to on how certain things work so that you're getting the most out of CAF. I mean, I do hear every now and again, some people will say, well, why be a premium member? Why, what are all the, why would you even want to bother doing it? So it's something that I need to do a better job of, just to kind of outline all those things that, you get for being a part of supporting the site and everything. And it's not just the little random promotions on the homepage and the weekly email. Of course, there's lots of other things, but we don't really do a great job of extolling the benefits of premium membership or just regular membership, right? Because there's a lot of good features that people who aren't premium don't take advantage of either, that are available to them as well. So I'm just going to start making. I have to commit myself once a week during the show to come up with at least 1 or 2 new things to show off, and sometimes it will be a administrative feature like that, so how I kind of pull these things together, and I could even, it would be fun to show you how I pick the eBay auctions that get featured. That's you'd laugh. But like the eBay auctions that are in the header or right column or footer, what my process of elimination is on picking that very small list that is out there. But there is a method to my madness on how I do that, as I try to find the best stuff that's on eBay that is at auction, which isn't easy to do. All right. Well, we have passed the hour-and-a-half mark, and I have some other things I wanted to work on this evening. So where's the nuclear? There is no nuclear option, Marcus. But there could be. We could add one. We definitely could add one. At any rate, I'm going to call it a night. I hope everybody had fun this evening. Always remember, as Nick would tell you, to hit the like button. We've had a good audience most of the night, but I have no idea where we're at with likes. But give me the thumbs up. It always helps. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, you know how to do that. Hit the subscribe button, and then a little, what is that? The little bell pops up. Click the bell, and then you'll always know when I'm going live, because that's how notifications get pushed out. When the feds raid my home, that's not going to happen. Anyway, all right, everybody, I'm going to call it a night, but have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday with that interview with Sam. I know he goes by Sam Hare, Hare, on Facebook, and it's Sam H on our site. But he's got a really, really awesome collection and some very, very cool stories, because I think he's been collecting since the mid 80s, when he was a wee teen, and his father was buying him some art, or he had a paper route, and art was what he wanted, and art was what he got. And I was told that he, because everybody knows he's got like a black hole collection. He recently showed off that one Daredevil Miller cover that he had. Well, he told me that he may debut something that he knows everybody is going to like do somersaults, and I don't know what else he might do, but everybody should be sitting down apparently if he's going to do it. So I'm going to try to convince him to show it off, whatever it may be, because he hasn't told me what it is either. But if he can, he wowed us all with that Daredevil cover, so I can only imagine what this other piece is. He says it's not like valuable like that is, but it's something that most of the people in the audience would be really, really interested to see. So that's got me interested. So I'm sure I'm going to work on them. So next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, tune into this channel. And hey, I'm glad everybody was here this evening, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend, and